Hey, good morning. My hair is a mess. It's okay. We're going to do this anyway. I received a question the other day from a person I've been talking to, and he asked a question. Let me find it again so I can repeat it right. He asked the question, if I repeat that I am calm and confident when I'm not, and my mind has conflict, what do I do? What do I do instead of just repeating that I'm calm and confident? And that's a really good question because it's something that a lot of people do a lot. We do that all the time, is just repeat phrases that we either, one, don't believe because it's not part of our internal makeup, and we just go around saying them all the time. It's kind of the idea of an affirmation. So if you're running around and you're just repeating the thing over and over and over, and it's not sticking in your mind, it's not showing fruit in your life, then that's the idea of an affirmation that hasn't stuck. And affirmations can be kind of useless a lot of times because they don't get to the level of the subconscious mind. They stay at the level of the consciousness. So it can make you feel good and feel really positive in that moment, but it doesn't necessarily stick in your subconscious. So if you don't grow new circuitry to it, you have no new neuroplasticity to it, then nothing will show, it won't show fruit in your life. So you won't be calm and confident. You'll keep living as you've been living. So to get an affirmation like I'm calm and confident to stick, you would have to sit there and say it thousands of times, repeatedly over and over and over until you actually felt something and then began to believe it. The conflict that's inside your brain, you lived through something in your young life that gave you the pathways inside your brain to be able to feel that thing or to say it, that you're calm and confident. It came with an emotional rush. It's that emotional rush, those chemicals that stick it inside of our mind, grow the neuroplasticity, and give us the feeling that we keep working ourselves back to. So if you're not calm and confident, what you're doing is you're working yourself back to that place of emotion where there was no calm or confidence. So that feeling is what you're actually getting when you're working through this thing. So basically, you take it on as truth. It was a lie. It probably was a lie then, but you believe it's true. You build circuits to it, and now you have a basic core belief, and you live by it. And that sucks because you're living a program instead of programming your life. Hey, that was good. Don't live the program. Program your life. But you really want to be calm and confident, and I get that all of us do, because you see other people all the time who appear to be every day. So telling yourself something that you do either fundamentally believe or can't produce evidence of it in your life will only lead to conflict. It'll make you feel like you're in conflict unless something happens that jolts you and gives you an experience. That experience brings the emotional value. Or the subconscious is able to release and reset the information. That's what I do. We reset and release information. There's a few ways to do this pretty easily. Meditation, along with a heightened emotional state, will get you there eventually. A great way to reset the brain is get into a practice of meditation. Hypnosis will get you there if you have a good practitioner. I cannot tell you how many people I work with who come in saying that they do hypnosis and they're not getting the fruit, they're not seeing the result in their life. So that's a good indicator that whatever they are doing, that's not really working. What the method I use is a whole brain state. And you can do it a couple of ways from a whole brain state. The idea, basically, one way would be to overlay the new idea over the top of the old one. So you would be saying the affirmation in a whole brain state. You would be using I am calm and confident, find an emotional value to it, set the emotion to it, and then seed it into the mind. Using the whole brain state. So you'd find your particular pattern and go right into it. If you put something good in over something bad, the idea is the bad has to leave. So if you don't feel calm and confident and you put calm and confident with the emotional value. That's the kicker right there, is you have to have that emotional value to it over the lack of confidence and the lack of feeling calm, seeding the subconscious mind. You should see evidence of your life that that thing took hold. So with most people, what I do is we go in first and tear down the lie. We take that out of the system so they can feel it. I want you to be able to feel what we just took away, so you feel different inside your body when that thing's not there. And then we go back through and we seed the positive thing that you want into your life. We input it in. I think when you do that, it's a little bit of a different level than just overlaying the system. I seem to feel different results with people. They seem to get better results. I have one lady, I've tried it both ways with her, and she gets mad at me when we don't take the thing out first. She says it's not the same. So experiential evidence counts, right? And if people are telling me that, then I'm going to go to what is most effective and what works the quickest and the best and does the best job for them. So basically, you're living by a lie. You're not telling yourself things that are, or you're living by something that simply isn't true. The reality is you can probably go through your life and point out places where you were calm and confident. You can probably see evidence of your life of calm and confidence, would be my guess. If you really sat down and took a look, you can point it out, but they're fleeting. And the reason is because you never got a really good chemical rush from it. You need that good chemical rush. That's what seeds things into our brain and holds them in there. So we take out the old, we'll seed in the new information, and then bring in that heightened emotional condition, that heightened emotional state, to set it in place with the feel-good chemicals of your system. That's what those chemicals do. They have a ton of function. I actually got into a little squabble the other day with somebody on Facebook about endocrinology because of something I was saying about the chemicals of your body producing an awareness of the effects you have in your life. So basically relating the chemicals to thought. And he said it was the worst way to describe endocrinology that he'd ever. I was like, I wasn't even talking about endo. It was a weird conversation. Anyway, those chemicals produce a feeling in your system and they attach to the events of your life. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to get to with people. So this is hard for people who have a hard time feeling. If you have a hard time with emotions or a hard time feeling emotions, I know a lot of us got it beaten out of us when we were young, physically beaten out of you. Some of you got it emotionally beaten out of you. And for some people, it was just flat out stolen. You weren't allowed to feel emotions as a child. You weren't allowed to feel the emotions of life or experience that stuff. So it's really super hard in that regard. But we have to go in and teach the body a new way to feel. We have to teach your body, we have to teach your system to pull up those feelings and allow those chemicals into the system, instead of that old way that will eventually cause disease in your body. The old way is just feeling the way you've been feeling the whole time. We want to build a new feeling into the system. So then we can start to teach the body this new way. You start feeling it, the new feeling, and then you hold on to it. We want to hold it in the system as long as we can, and then add those new circuits by implanting the new thought. And that's what's going to allow you to feel differently, think differently. And then I tell people, go out and test drive it. Take it out into the world, take a week, notice what's different. See how you feel, how are you acting, how are you reacting, what's going on in your life that's showing evidence of this thing and showing evidence of the way it's changed. Whatever your thing is. So if this person was for calm and confidence, go out and notice it, see how it feels different. What we were doing is not only seeding in that feeling and that idea, we were growing the new circuitry and the new plasticity to it. It's the chemical chains and bonds in your brain. And that's what's going to turn into matter. That's what turns into experience and shows you the evidence in your life. So let's see, my thing here is telling me I have a bad connection. We'll just keep going. So how do I know this works? The way that I know it works is by experiential evidence. What fruit are you producing? What are you seeing in your life? What's happening? that shows you the difference. That's what we look for. So, hey, I hope that helps. I hope that explains that a little bit for this person who asked this question. For more, go to mindrewire.com. I have a course on there that you can do that will help you in a change process. And then you could also do a series of sessions to start the process off and really get it rolling, and work those new emotions into the system, into a present place by creating into the present and create the future that you want. Those emotions are really huge into helping you do that. So I hope this helps. God bless you, and hope to see you there soon.